It was supposed to be an ordinary evening. But that night, something was different. The sky was covered with dark clouds. Rain poured through the streets. Lightning lit up the city for only a few seconds at a time. And somewhere inside that storm, a tragedy was about to unfold. A tragedy that would leave one man buried beneath tons of concrete. In different places, different people were about to face moments that should have ended their lives.
A man became trapped when a building suddenly collapsed around him. A woman faced an unexpected crisis as flames surrounded her. A driver found himself in a terrifying moment on a mountain road.
Another man would find himself alone in a mysterious forest after nightfall. And near a railway track, another man would suddenly face a situation he never expected.
Another man would find himself surrounded by terrifying darkness. 5 impossible situations. 5 moments where human strength would not be enough. But there was something they didn't know. Jesus was not finished with their stories. And the first story began with a man named Daniel. Daniel was 35 years old. That afternoon, he was inside an unfinished building, doing what he had done many times before. There was nothing unusual about the day. Workers were going about their business. The building stood quietly around them. And Daniel had no reason to believe that danger was coming. But sometimes, the moment that changes your life begins like every other ordinary moment.
Then Daniel felt something beneath his feet. At first, it was only a vibration. He stopped.
He looked around. Then came another movement, stronger this time. Dust began falling from the ceiling. Daniel looked up. A crack was spreading across the concrete.
His expression changed. He knew something was terribly wrong.
Come to Masat.
Daniel turned toward the exit. He ran. But before he could reach safety, the building gave way. Concrete came crashing down. Dust filled the air. The floor shook beneath him. Daniel tried to keep running.
When Daniel opened his eyes, the world around him had changed. The familiar building was no longer visible. Everything was quiet and dim.
Daniel looked around, trying to understand what had happened. He knew he needed help, so he called out, "Help! Is anyone there?"
Daniel was alive, but he had no idea whether anyone knew where he was.
Outside, the collapse had brought emergency workers running. Rescuers surrounded the building.
Daniel! They called his name. Daniel! Can you hear us?
But Daniel couldn't answer.
The hours passed. The sun disappeared. Night covered the ruins. Rain began falling over the wreckage. The rescuers were exhausted, but they kept searching. They didn't know that only a few meters beneath their feet, Daniel was still fighting to stay alive.
Deep beneath the rubble, Daniel could hear the rain above him. He could hear distant movement.
But he could no longer hear the rescuers clearly. His strength was fading.
Jesus, I don't know if anyone can hear me. I don't know if I will get out of here. He couldn't see a way forward, but he continued to hold on to his faith. Jesus, I know you can hear me. Please have mercy on me. Nine!
Daniel stared at him. There was no doorway, no opening large enough for anyone to enter. Yet Jesus was standing there. Jesus looked at Daniel. He didn't panic. He didn't speak in fear. He simply walked toward the concrete that had trapped him. Then Jesus placed his hand against a slab.
Above the rubble, one of the rescuers suddenly stopped. Wait! Did you hear that? Everyone became silent. There's someone down there!
The rescue team rushed toward the sound. They began moving the rubble faster. And then, they saw him.
Daniel!
After hours beneath tons of concrete, Daniel was finally coming out. His face was covered in dust. His body was weak, but he was alive.
He's alive!
They wrapped him in a blanket. They helped him stand. And Daniel looked toward the sky.
Everyone wanted to know the same. I wasn't everyone left. Jesus came to me. He was there in the darkness.
The rescuers had their equipment. They had their experience. They had their machines. But Daniel believed his survival was more than human strength. He had cried out from a place nobody could reach. And he believed Jesus heard him. Maybe you're watching this right now from your own place of darkness. Maybe your situation looks impossible. Maybe everyone has told you there is no way out. Maybe you've prayed so many times that you don't even know what else to say. Remember Daniel. He was surrounded by concrete.
If you're still breathing, God is not finished with your story. If you're still praying, don't give up. And if you are standing in front of an impossible situation,
Remember that Jesus can make a way where there seems to be no way.